Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Don't be scared if you don't fit in. Look who's in the reject bin. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls
Raggy Dolls.
are happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.
One morning, when the Raggy Dolls were getting up, Hi-Fi and Back to Front noticed Sad Sack had a very long face. What's wrong? Asked Hi-Fi. Sad Sack was close to tears.
I'm too fat,
He blurted.
my stomach. It's too big and too soft.
Then you should come walking with us, said Back to Front. The exercise will do your power a good.
Exercise,
Thought Sad Sack.
that's all very well for some, but they don't have all this weight to carry.
He looked down at his big soft stomach.
The last thing I want is exercise.
So Hi-Fi and Back to Front set off on their early morning walk without him. They were making their way towards the big field when they noticed a group of men carrying a large straw basket. The dolls ducked out of sight and watched as the men put the basket down. I wonder what they're going to do, asked Back to Front. They're probably having a picnic, crackled Hi-Fi. The men seemed to be excited about something. One of them took out a stopwatch.
On your marks, get set, go!
To the dolls' great surprise, a flock of pigeons flew up out of the basket.
Wow, it's a pigeon race.
The pigeons flew off at great speed. One pigeon was already way out in front of the others, but curious to see how far in front he was, the pigeon turned his head.
Look,
Exclaimed Hi-Fi.
he's travelling in one direction and looking in the other.
There's nothing clever in that. In case you hadn't noticed, I do it all day long. The pigeons slowly disappeared over the horizon. The men carried the empty basket back across the field. Hi-Fi and Back to Front continued their walk. They set off out into the countryside, enjoying the fresh morning air. Soon they came to Pumpernickel's field. Pumpernickel the Scarecrow was always on duty, guarding his patch of corn. But it was a lonely old job, and he was always pleased when any of the Raggy Dolls came by.
Good morning, dolls. Morning.
Good morning, Pumpernickel. Hi-Fi and Back to Front marched on. But by now, they were feeling the strain of all their walking. I do feel tired.
Me too.
So they sat down for a rest. But they'd hardly relaxed for a second when they heard a faint cry.
Oh, help!
They looked around, but there was no one in sight.
Oh, help!
This time they looked up, and there above them, entangled in the wires, was the pigeon that had been leading the race. Hi-Fi and Back to Front clambered up the telegraph pole and quickly reached the pigeon. Don't you worry, boy. No problem. We'll soon have you free. And with the utmost care, the dolls untangled the pigeon from the wire. There now. You're free to fly home.
But I can't fly home. My pigeon, my wing.
The poor pigeon was stuck. He couldn't fly off, and he couldn't get down.
This is an emergency. There's only one thing to do.
He quickly took off his headphones and yelled into the earpiece.
Raggy Dolls to the rescue.
It was the Raggy Dolls' own secret call sign. As if by magic, the Raggy Dolls appeared from every direction.
What's the emergency? How can we help? It's the Pigeon. He's hurt his wing and can't fly. I can give him some first aid,
said Lucy.
Good.
But first, we must find a way to get him down. Just then, Sad Sack came running along.
Sorry I'm late, but I'm just too fat to cope with these emergencies.
That's all right. No problem. In fact, being fat makes you the only doll that can help. Sad Sack could hardly believe his ears.
What, me? Help? But how?
He asked. Back to front got him to lie on the ground directly beneath the pigeon. Now, Pigeon, on the count of 3, jump! 1, 2, 3, jump! The pigeon jumped and landed safely on Sad Sack's big, soft stomach.
Oh, thank you for letting me land on you. Oh.
I'm happy to have helped,
replied Sad Sack. Lucy took Claude's neck scarf and made it into a sling to support the pigeon's injured wing.
All you need now is a good rest and food to restore your energy,
Lucy told the pigeon. But the pigeon didn't need telling. He was so exhausted by his ordeal, he'd fallen asleep. The dolls tiptoed quietly away so as not to disturb him. As the pigeon slept, he dreamed of his home, his feed tray full of corn, and his owner, proudly polishing all the cups and medals he'd won at pigeon racing. After his sleep, the pigeon woke up feeling very hungry. The dolls arrived with perfect timing.
I've brought you some beef burgers, said Hi-Fi. Oh, thank you,
said the pigeon. He looked at the dolls. They were all carrying food they'd brought especially for him. Princess had a portion of strawberry ice cream, back to front, some banana-flavoured milkshake, and Dottie some chocolate mousse, and Claude had cooked a special recipe, a bowl of French onion soup. The pigeon was very embarrassed.
Oh, I don't know how to tell you this. Oh, but I'm afraid we pigeons don't eat beef burgers, nor ice cream, nor chocolate mousse, nor milkshake, and certainly not French onion soup.
Claude was livid. Then I will eat the soup myself. Please, don't worry about the food. We'll see that nothing goes to waste. But do tell us, what do pigeons eat? Just then, along came Sad Sack. He was carrying some corn. The pigeon's eyes lit up.
Oh, that's what pigeons eat.
I told Pumpernickel all about our racing pigeon rescue. And Pumpernickel said,
although scarecrows don't usually give pigeons corn, this is a very special case.
So he sent you this corn with his best wishes.
Oh, that was kind,
said the pigeon, and tucked into the corn.
Oh, I feel much better now. Oh, I think I'll try and fly home. I think we should try some wing flapping exercises first.
The pigeon agreed. Lucy removed the sling from the pigeon's wing.
Good. Follow me.
And she flapped her arms up and down, up and down. The pigeon did exactly the same, flapping his wings. Lucy flapped harder and harder, and so did the pigeon, who suddenly took off. The pigeon soared high in the sky, and tipping his wings in a goodbye wave, he flew off towards home. The Raggy Dolls waved back, but Claude was still hungry. Surely it must be time to eat. The dolls agreed, and they all tucked into a scrumptious picnic of beef burgers, banana milkshakes, strawberry ice cream, and chocolate mousse.
It's not much much of a life when you're just a pretty face. Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Look around and you will find people of every kind, like the Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all fussed, stand